Hi everyone! This week's video I'm going to be doing a product review of the DBMier, however you want to say it, DBMier Artcraft Tracing Light Box. In this video I will show you the product itself and what came in the box, my first impressions, and I will talk a little bit about why I chose to invest in this, as well as showing you this light box in action with a recent project that I've been working on. And at the very end, I will show you some cheap or even free alternatives if you can't afford to invest in a tool like this right now. So as you can see, I've been showing off what all comes in the box, including this little instruction manual and an adapter that plugs in just on the left side, right near the on-off switch, that plugs right into an outlet to power the light box. As a little extra bonus I wasn't expecting, there was this paper that is sort of like a vellum tracing paper, I suppose. It's a little thicker than a tracing paper. It's more of a sort of vellum. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this in the future, but it's nice that they do provide you with some paper to try out right out of the box. And I want to take this quick sec to mention that this is not a sponsored video. I was not paid in any way to review this product, and in fact I purchased this with my own money. I had seen a few other reviews on YouTube and decided to invest in this as I wanted to upgrade the light box that I previously owned. So I figured I would do a quick review as I've been using it a little bit. And as you can see, I'm showing off where the power button is. It comes with this film that protects the surface that I am peeling off now. And now that the film is off, I wanted to show you just a little bit more of an up-close view, and wanted to point out that they do have a ruler system at the top and left-hand side, and I believe these are in centimeters. That can possibly help you if you are trying to keep a paper or something at a certain size. I probably won't use this as much as I cut my papers ahead of time, but if you need to line something up, that might be helpful. The on-off button is almost like a touch screen where there is nothing raised and you just tap it and it is completely flat. The back here you can see has some rubber little feet to help it from moving around, and it is overall very thin, which I had seen in other reviews but didn't realize how thin it is, and it's really nice to be able to just store away. It's not bulky at all. I want to mention the size is the A4 size. They have two larger sizes as of me recording this video now, and the A4 size is roughly 8 1/4 by 12 1/4 inches. Real rough there. It's a little different, and obviously the active area is slightly smaller than the overall board itself. So the light box has 3 brightness levels. So there's the first, there's the second, and there's the third, which is really handy. I don't use this for animation. I use this for sketches in my sketchbook being transferred over to paper that is typically a lot thicker, like watercolor paper, mixed media, Bristol board, or cardstock, and the thicker the paper, the more light you need to get through the paper to see your sketch. And especially if you have a lighter sketch, it is really nice to have a lot of brightness to work with to be able to see all of your lines. So I wanted to quickly show off the light box that I've had for a good portion of my drawing career, and it is a light tracer and this has a little bit of a smaller active area, I'd say, and has a button on the top for on and off. Very, very simple. It has been really helpful to use in the past as I do transfer a lot of sketches onto my final paper for my illustrations. I didn't love how bulky it is, and it has a bit of an angle to it, unlike the DBMier, which is completely flat and very thin and easy to store. And a real big reason that I decided to upgrade to something a little different is that it only has one brightness setting. So I wanted to do a quick demonstration of a comparison between the light tracer, which gets about that bright, and the new DBMier light box that has 3 settings that are quite bright and sort of a light blue or daylight sort of look with the LED lights that it uses. The old light tracer is more of a warm light, and it is a bulb that you have to replace, which I've replaced once on this. And that is one thing that is a little nice about the old light tray, is that you can replace the light, but it is a little expensive to have to do that, and I think the LED lights in the light box will last quite a long time. This is a quick demonstration of the line art that I will be tracing. Here it is on the DBMier light box, and it gets nice and bright, really easy to see those lines, versus the old light tracer is quite a bit dimmer and a lot harder to see the lines. Okay, so let's see this tool in action. I wanted to mention here too that I'm pushing the paper around to show you that there's quite a bit of resistance, and it's sort of like a staticky surface that I wouldn't say makes the paper stick per se, but it makes it have a lot more resistance. I move around a lot, so I like to tape down my paper, but it is worth mentioning that there is quite a bit of resistance on the paper, which is nice. So I'm going to speed up the footage here just a little bit so you can see what I am doing, but it's pretty obvious. I'm just tracing the lines from my sketchbook. This is a page right out of my sketchbook where I drew these really cute otters with a lot of foliage and plants all around them. And I did want to mention that this piece is a reward for my June 2017 patrons on my Patreon. So how it works is every month I have some sort of art piece and print available, and at every tier you have just a little bit of a different reward. So for this month I have this art piece that anyone at the $10 or $20 tiers will receive a physical print that I will hand embellish to send out to those folks. And anyone at the $5 tier will receive a digital version of this print. And then I did want to mention that for this month, I am going to be making this into a coloring page. So that will be available for patrons at any tier. So if you are paying $1 all the way up to $20, you will have access to this as a coloring page, which I think is really fun. So as you're watching this video, I have this as a reward right now on my Patreon. You can head over there. I will have a link above that will pop up here, as well as the links down in the description. And you can go ahead and just at $1 this month, you can pick up this coloring page that you can print out onto any paper you want. And I'm planning on having the speed paint of this piece out as a video next week, so the last Friday of the month. And you can see my process of how I paint this and color along with me. So head over to my Patreon and see what kind of rewards you might be interested in. As I was working on this, I wanted to quickly mention that there is a little bit of heat that emits mostly from the very top of the light box. For the most part, this isn't much of an issue, but worth mentioning. Something I did want to quickly mention in regards to this product is that I did have the first one that was sent to me. I noticed that the light would sort of come on and off if the adapter was plugged in and sort of wiggled around, or if you moved the tray a little bit. So I reached out to customer service for DBMier, and they were very sweet. I went back and forth a little bit and we tried to figure out what the issue might be, and they just sent me a brand new one. Now, this new one came pretty quickly and it was free of charge, and I noticed that it also was a little bit wonky with the light. And on the off chance, I decided to take the one adapter from one and plug it into the light tray of another, and that seemed to do the trick. This product is working for me perfectly now, but I did want to mention that if you do order this and find an issue with it, customer service is fantastic and they will send you a new product, but I'm a little concerned that things aren't being quality control checked as well as they could be. And while I really appreciate that they are willing to just send a brand new one out without even needing for me to send the other one back, that is something to keep in mind, and I hope that in the future that their quality control is improved and that products from now on are going out completely working. There are two alternatives that I came up with that are a really nice alternative to a light box like this. It's not going to be as nice and flat, and it's going to be a little wonky to use these methods, but again, if you're saving the money, it might be worth your time. So my first idea for you to use is some sort of clear box. This is just a normal sort of shoe box container that is clear and has somewhat of a flat bottom. If you can use something similar to Tupperware or another box like this that has a flat bottom, that is going to be great. You can use either a flashlight, possibly your phone light, or I have just a lamp here underneath emitting light. And something that is even more inexpensive is just using a window. And I know a lot of other YouTubers have mentioned this when they've done reviews like this or talked about inexpensive ways to transferring your drawings, but really using the sunlight and a window is really helpful. So I really hope that this review was helpful for you. If you are really interested in purchasing this, I do have an Amazon affiliate link down below. Now, this will not charge you any extra money. You just click on it and I get a little commission for any sales from that link. So that would be greatly appreciated, but totally not mandatory. Let me know down below what kinds of things that you'd like me to review. I hope this is helpful, and I hope that you got a good feel for a product like this. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a creatively fulfilled day. Bye, guys.